Is LEGO even trying to make sets for kids anymore? Because this set is totally marketed towards adults. This is my review of the LEGO Star Wars Imperial Dropship and Rebel Scout Speeder. Combination pack of two old school battle packs going head to head in an awesome yet pricey situation. This $45 LEGO set comes with 6 minifigures and 1 extra droid, 383 pieces, and 2 fairly decent builds. They're not good, they're not bad, they're just sort of there. To talk about the set, we first have to understand what this set is trying to represent. These two sets were originally made in 2008, I think, or 2007, where they were both different battle packs, one with Stormtroopers, one with Rebels. The Stormtrooper one came with 4 troopers, not 3, but 4, one of them being a Shadow Trooper, which is obviously absent from this set. And of course, the Rebel one just came with 4 Rebels, generic with the faces that look like this. Starting off, we have 3 generic Stormtroopers, which are fairly solid in their design. They're just Stormtroopers. They're the Family Guy version, so if you don't like the way that Stormtrooper looks, this probably isn't the set for you. There's all different colors, which is great, but you obviously never see the heads because the helmets are on. So cool that we got different variants, but they're all your same blank canvas Stormtroopers that we know and love. On to the Rebel Troopers. We've got 3 different troopers, each with various different faces. There are 3 Rebels that can fit in the 3 spots of their speeder, so that's really nice, but it's just 3 generic guys. Nothing wrong with that. I'm actually glad that we have just 3 different looking Rebels that are similar but slightly different, because it's great to have them make an homage to something that was older, but also update the figures to make them look good. Of course, the printing on the front and back is relatively newer, and just like the Stormtroopers, you either love them or you don't really care about them. Although, I don't know if there's a lot of people who have a problem with these Rebels. They're pretty much perfect. With the 6 figures out of the way, we can talk about QTKT, which is the droid. Astromech droid that's pink, made for someone who I believe was a Make-A-Wish patient and wanted to have this droid made, and then LEGO decided to recreate it in this form. That's awesome, and I don't want to harp on this figure, but it's a droid and it's an Astromech droid. It's cool, but it doesn't negate the fact that this set comes with 2 less figures than it should have in the first place. And that is what leads me into the builds and to understanding how I feel like this set really isn't made for kids. With all the figures out of the way, obviously the biggest part for collectors and children probably is the figures themselves. These 2 builds don't offer as much play value as they should, and they don't really make a lot of sense for kids to be paying this price for these 2 tiny sets. Of course, LEGO has raised the price of battle packs now, so this is actually kind of a good deal if you think about it, but looking at it in terms of a year ago, this set really just doesn't make a lot of sense because it's only available at the LEGO store, so you have to go into LEGO or go online to lego.com to get it, and they're just 2 very complicated builds, overcomplicated builds, that are meant to resemble what came over 10 years ago, but the people who bought that set over 10 years ago, like me, are now adults who aren't going to be playing with the set, so why is it the way that it is? I just don't know. Figures aside, the Imperial Dropship just doesn't look very good. The older ones are very minimal. This one, it feels like they stopped trying a little bit. And I'm not saying that it's bad, it's very designed well, but they just packed it full of as many pieces as they could, I'm assuming to hit some price target, which kind of makes me feel cheated by LEGO. And the reason I feel cheated is because a lot of the pieces in here just make it feel like it's over-designed. They're trying to make this kid's toy, this small thing, something that it's not. This thing is supposed to come out. It's a little thing where you can fit your Stormtroopers on. You can even put the blaster of the one that you want to throw inside the cockpit right on the side. There's a hook for both. And then it just slides in there really easily. Simple, good play feature. But when you have the Stormtroopers on there, like you're supposed to, and you clip them in, ready to go drop down, you actually can't do the main function of this little build, which is moving the engines. They blocked it. With the main function of a dropship being to drop off your Stormtroopers, well, now half your functionality is gone because you put Stormtroopers where they're supposed to be. It's not quite as bad as some of the other battle pack builds, but it's not good and so unnecessary to add this many pieces to something that frankly doesn't need to be here. And they made it smaller because now it can only hold 3 Stormtroopers instead of the original 4, including the Shadow Trooper. The Rebel Speeder is actually really awesome. You can fit every single minifigure that you were given on it, slides really nicely, and the design is great. It improves on the original design. It's a little more rounded, it looks better, and it fits all your figures in a good way. It even added stud shooters that don't look bad, which I'm surprised considering most of the time I really don't like them. The engines look really good. The front and the sides, although they have stickers, are shaped very nicely. Yes, it does have a lot of parts to it, but I think it's justified in what they were trying to do. Another feature that they included is you can also take off the little laser turret piece. I really like the speeder. This would have been a great $10 to $15 build back in the day, and I definitely would have picked that up. But combined together, minus 2 minifigures with a 25th anniversary exclusive, does not feel like this is for kids, and it doesn't feel like it's a great value. When I was growing up, all I cared about was the figures, so to include less figures and more complicated build just makes it seem like a weird set to buy, and I don't really know who this is marketed to. No kid is gonna know that these 2 sets are actually from the original timeline of LEGO Star Wars from over 10 years ago, so it's not gonna mean much to people who aren't already adults, who are like, whoa, this is something I had when I was a kid, that's awesome. But wait, where's the black stormtrooper that's supposed to be included? Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you stay positive this week. I know this was kind of a dreary one, but it's got some good notes too. I mean, these are still fun, and if you have them, great. Please hit that subscribe button down below, and I hope you have a wonderful week.